This is Rousey, and I'm talking football, and the depression is starting to set in. The official end of the NFL season comes today with the playing of the Pro Bowl. And boy, excuse me, but I can't get too excited about that game. You know, the Cowboys season has been over for some time, unfortunately. But at least we had some playoff football, and we had a great Super Bowl to sustain us football fans, even if our team, the Cowboys, was not in the Super Bowl. But that is coming to an end now, and I'm sorry, what do we have to look forward to? Basketball? I mean, good sport. Baseball, good sport. But anymore, I just can't get into those games, so I'm going to be extremely depressed, and the off season is just too long. But hopefully I will make it, and I hope the Cowboys will make it at least to the playoffs next year, and at least get a victory, if not the Super Bowl. I mean, of course we always want the Super Bowl, but could we at least get into the playoffs and win at least the game? Cowboys, come on, do us that favor. I'd like to comment on a few things that happened this past week. And the first thing would be Dan Reeves. Those of you who don't know, Dan Reeves was going to be a consultant for the Dallas Cowboys, but that fell through based on, apparently he had moved into an office and agreed verbally to a contract, but then when they got to hammering things out and getting ready to sign a contract, there were some things in there that Dan Reeves didn't like, and apparently it was the fact that Jerry Jones wanted him to account for his time, punch a time clock or whatever, however they keep track of time there. And Dan Reeves didn't like that. He felt that if he couldn't trust him to do that, then he didn't want to be a part of it. And that happened. I can't blame Jerry Jones for that. I mean, if you bring somebody in, you want to be able to set the stipulations for him being there, and if they couldn't come to agreement, I don't blame Jerry Jones a bit for not allowing that to happen. And you know, as much as I like Dan Reeves, he's been a winner wherever he's been. As much as I like him, I don't like the whole consulting setup. I mean, you either believe in the coach or you don't believe in the coach. And Wade Phillips has been a coach, he's been a coordinator, and you know, if he needs a consultant, well, he just does not need to be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. So he's got this next year, and I'm all for giving the guy another year. He was 13-3. His first year, and then he was 9-7 this past year, and the whole thing was just a debacle. But there was injuries, there's things that happened, and I don't think you can put all the blame on Wade, so I'm all for giving him another chance, but I'm not for propping him up with some kind of consultant. He either gets the job done or he doesn't, and if he doesn't, then I'm sure he won't be there the following year. Okay, that's enough on that. Next, we're going to the induction of Bullet Bob Hayes. You know, when I first started following the Dallas Cowboys, and right around, the first game I remember watching was Super Bowl VI when the Cowboys defeated the Miami Dolphins 24-3. And at that time, Bullet Bob Hayes was a player for the Dallas Cowboys, and he's the one as a young boy that I saw playing the game, and I just liked him, and he was my favorite player. And I had the privilege, and I believe it was 1974, I got to go to Texas Stadium to see a game, and it was the Cowboys against the New York Giants. And we lost that game, unfortunately, 16-6, but Bullet Bob Hayes caught a 33-yard touchdown pass in that game from Roger Staubach, and then we missed the extra point. And like I say, we went on to lose that game. But this induction was long overdue. Bob Hayes, you know, you can't always just look at statistics, although this guy had some statistics that were worthy of induction to the Hall of Fame. He had a 20-yard per catch average, and he had 71 touchdowns. Great numbers. But the thing you look at with Bob Hayes is that he changed the game in the way defenses played because of his speed. And anybody that does that and is part of a winning organization and made a lot of great plays like Bob Hayes deserves to be in there. Now, number 22, this is, I think, going to be unprecedented in that number 22 wore the number 22, Bob Hayes did, and next year we get Emmitt Smith, also number 22, and he undoubtedly will be going into the Hall of Fame. So that has got to be one of the greatest numbers ever to be worn by a Cowboy, number 22. But there is another number, and it's number 88. And we've already got one player that wears that number, the great Michael Irvin, inducted into the Hall of Fame. But there is another great player that wore number 88 that is not in the Hall of Fame, and he should be in the Hall of Fame, and that is Drew Pearson. And any longtime Dallas Cowboy fan that followed the Cowboys knows that this guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. A lot of the great memories that we have, all those old-time Cowboy fans, are with Drew Pearson being at the receiving end of some great catches. The Hail Mary pass, the playoff game against Minnesota in '75, when Roger Staubach throws the ball with just a few seconds left in the game, throws it to Drew Pearson. Drew Pearson makes the catch, and we move on in the playoffs. Also, he caught a pass from Clint Longley on the Thanksgiving game when, I believe it was 1974, when Roger Staubach got injured. And there's many more. This guy played in 3 Super Bowls. In the 11 years he was with the Cowboys, I think there was only one season that we didn't get in the playoffs. So he was a great player on a great team, played in 3 Super Bowls, winning 1, losing 2 to those Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have both of their receivers in there, in John Stallworth and Lynn Swann, and Drew Pearson's statistics match up well with those 2 guys. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. And Hall of Fame committee, let's not let another injustice happen where we induct somebody or we don't induct them. And if we induct them after they're dead, that's just, it's not right, man. The guy played the game. He played it well. He needs to get his opportunity to stand up on that podium and be presented into the Hall of Fame. And I hope he gets that opportunity. And I hope those Cowboy fans out there, we push that. And Mickey Spagnola, I think he pushed one of the writers, beat writers for the Dallas Cowboys. And a lot of it is these writers pushing these players. I hope he pushes Drew Pearson, because this guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Well, that's about it for now. I'm going to be following the Cowboys as always, looking at things, and I'll be commenting on things. And Cowboys, get ready. Get ready for some football this next year. We're going to the new stadium. Let's make it happen. Let's get to that Super Bowl next year, or at least get me a playoff win. Go Cowboys. It's Rousey for now. I'm out.